Hello, Pisces. I've got my window open because it was raining, and I thought, oh, it's Pisces, like rain, water, emotions, just it like the sky, like somehow turning the air into an ocean. It's like the water in the air. Seemed very Piscean to me, so I opened the window, but now it stopped raining. But you can hear the crow chattering and many cars going past, so we'll roll with it for a little while. Giving me Roll With It again by Oasis, which came out at the tail end of somebody's reading. I can't quite remember who, but there could be some kind of connection there for somebody. No, I don't know who got that. No, I'm not sure. It did come out for like as the advice song for somebody though. Right, Pisces. There's definitely something going on for water for you, typically because you're Pisces, right? But I really needed to drink water, like clear water. It's something to do with the clarity, because I've also been drawn to this crystal as well, which is very clear. I don't know if it's clear quartz, but it's a very clear crystal. Can you see that? Sorry, I'm sat down, so I can't actually see my camera. There you go, like a clear crystal quartz. So there's clarity. I feel like you can see clearly. They're giving me you can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles. I feel like the obstacles have been removed in a way, because I was getting this kind of like scorpionic energy of like the Tower card and the Death card. Like it's like I'm hearing again, they're telling me cleared the playing field, cleared the playing field. So these destructive, like plutonic energies, scorpionic energies, they come in, they serve a purpose because they clear stuff out. They clear away the things that aren't working for you. I'm hearing toxins. So somebody could have done like a detox. It's funny actually, I've got green tea with it's not quite clear, right? It has got a few things in there, but they're beneficial. So maybe be careful about what you're putting into your body. Drink a lot of water. Try and drink clear liquids, eat clear foods like clear noodles, like this, like they're like bean sprouts and things like that, like I don't know, clear food. It's something to do with the water and the clarity. Maybe eat things like cucumber, things that are rich in water, something like that. Yeah, I heard they've cleared the playing field and they've done their job. So the scorpionic energy, whatever that was for you, who's come in and cleared something out, now you've got more space, now you've got clarity, now you can see. I saw the number 1313, 13 minutes past 1 when I started recording. I just glanced, it was 1313, so watch out for number patterns, watch out for especially the number 4. 1 and 3 breaks down to a 4, so 4 could also be a thing for you. 4's about foundation, stability, home, where we feel settled. Yeah, so I've got words like cleanse, water, rain, purity, and crystalline could all be something for you. There's something going on here with like this card kept coming out as I was shuffling, something to do with like delayed success. But I feel like with the 8 of Wands being there, I feel like things are going to pick up. So something to do with delays. Yeah, delayed success is how it's coming through. But again, you can see on her arms there, she's kind of like her top's kind of almost like that clear, right? There's this like see-through clarity. Yeah, I think you could be getting clarity on something, especially if there's been some kind of delay. Okay, because that's actually fast action. Oh yeah, look, there you go. That's the cleansing, the dropping the baggage, putting down the burdens. Right, Pisces. Yeah, clarity, delayed success and clarity. They keep bringing me back to it. I also, as I was setting up, I got that Dirty Dancing song in my head. I've had the time of my life. Could be somebody's walking through away from success as well. I've had the time of my life and I owe it all to you. What was the other line? I've never felt this way before. I want you more than you'll ever know. So we'll see. Maybe you want something, or it doesn't have to be someone. So I'm doing shadow readings this week. I'm using the Aleister Crowley Mirror of the Soul deck, so a bit of a controversial figure, but I find this deck really good for shadow work. The meaning of shadow work, if you've not heard me use that term before, is it's not like we're doing black magic or anything spooky. Don't worry, don't fret, Pisces. What we're doing is we're cleansing. I'm hearing cleansing the soul. They're telling me cleansing the soul. We're shadow work. Yeah, my daughter had this thing about murky water as well, like a black ocean, which means somebody hasn't done the shadow work. So and I was saying to her, when the water's clear, when the ocean's clear and you can see through it, when it gets that kind of crystalline energy, then then that shadow work's been done. And you can see what's down there, you can see what work has to be done. So there's this clarity that comes with shadow work. Shadow work, what I mean is it's things that we suppress, it's parts of our nature we suppress, we feel like they're wrong, or things that happened to us in childhood, or relationships that didn't work out, all these things that kind of leave a negative imprint on us, on our soul, and if we don't deal with them properly, then they kind of manifest in our lives in bad ways, where they crop up at unexpected moments. You can talk about things like imposter syndrome. I kind of have imposter syndrome, where I feel like I'm never worthy of praise, I'm never worthy of like the job that I'm doing, the role that I'm doing, I'm not good enough. So that's kind of my work that I do, and the fear of these things. So I've kind of developed this fortune favors the bold attitude of he who dares wins. You just go for it. If it doesn't work out, move on to something else. Dropping those, learning how to kind of like drop the things that don't work and move away, is a life lesson for me. So when we do the shadow work, it can be quite triggering. It may bring things up for you that are quite difficult to face, especially if it's something that's been buried really, really deep down. They're giving me deep down, which is silly 90s song, sweet sugar, deep down. Just making a note, deep down. It could be relevant to somebody. Is it he's 17? It could mean something to someone out there, so I'll just make a note of it. Yeah, so I'm so confused. Something to do with reflection. I'm looking at my nails. I've kind of painted them for you, Pisces, and it's almost like a starry sky, and when the ocean reflects the sky, so something about the reflectivity, the mirroring of the sky and the ocean there as well. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Pisces. Oh, I need a hug. Right, so whatever, we're doing the shadow work. If you are in therapy or counselling or anything like this, it may obviously you're dealing with professionals there who know what they're doing, they're fully trained. I don't want to kind of like upset the work that they're doing, so it may not be the right time for this reading. It's okay to not watch this reading if you feel particularly vulnerable right now, or maybe your mental health isn't great. It may not be the right time to watch this reading, so you can leave now if you're not in the mood to get triggered today. Again, I said this to somebody else, it's like if you were going to an interview today, it might not be the right day to do emotional work. Maybe watch it after the interview, yeah? So, yeah, there you go. And I promise next week's readings will be much, much nicer. So, well, I can't promise that because I don't know what's going to come through the cards, but my intention is that I'm going to do a nice complimentary, like, stroke your ego reading in the next set. But we have to do the shadow work first, so let me just tune back in, sorry. I'm a bit scatterbrained today. I don't know what that is because I've just done Aquarius's energy, and I was like, it's funny, Cappy was very scattered, like my thoughts were going faster than I could speak. Aquarius was like grounded, stable, solid, and now with you I'm back to that kind of scatterbrainness. It's like I feel a bit all over the place, so let me just reground, set the intention. So we're reading for Saturday's reading for Pisces energy, please. Saturday, Pisces. The shadow. What's the shadow, please? There you go, straight away. Do you see that? Valor. That is a very Piscean energy, valor. Because I always think you're like the knight in shining armor of the tarot. Riding in on your white horse to be the hero in a situation, to rescue people, to, protect other people. It's very, very Piscean. So seven of swords, valor. So the seven of swords can be, sorry, not the seven of swords, seven of wands. I'm distracted. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by this little image here. It's quite similar to something I was seeing for Capricorn, which was like a Star Wars image. It's just reminding me of that. Is it like a phoenix or something? Okay, focus. The Seven of Wands is a card about, it can be standing up for yourself. It can be getting the higher ground. It can be a defensive card. So I feel like you may be a little bit defensive about something, and there may be some shadow work to do around that. Why are you being defensive? Are you scared of getting hurt? Why do you feel the need to get the upper hand in a situation? Why can't you let other people win? So again, you may get triggered by this reading, but we'll see what comes out. Again, I don't know you personally. I don't know individuals that I'm reading for. I'm reading for Pisces energy as a general thing. So if it hits the mark, then there's some work for you to do there. I'm not trying to be mean. If you're like, that doesn't sound like me, then that's fine. Just leave it for whoever's reading it is. I've got little bits of nail varnish everywhere, like flecks of it everywhere. Okay. If I can try and focus, let's see what the book says. So again, this is what we're working on today. Valor. I love that. If you can hear those noises, it's just my stool. I'm on a little stool today. Okay, Seven of Wands, Valor. It's very Piscean to me, but it says keywords Mars in Leo. Somebody may have a Mars-Leo placement. I don't know where Mars is currently in the sky, but it could be in Leo's direction. Mars in Leo. That is, I can see that actually, because your Mars placement is how you take action. And I remember when I did my Mars in Leo reading, Leo does things, when they take action, when they do things, they do it because they want to do the honourable thing, they want to do the right thing. And they want to be seen to be doing the right thing as well. You know, they want that Six of Wands energy, that applause, the, you know, thank you, Leo, you're the hero in this situation. So maybe something there with that. Mars in Leo, courage, daring. It's kind of like, if you think of King Richard, I don't know why I'm getting all this kind of British history coming through of like Robin Hood. Arthur Pendragon came through for somebody. You know, King Arthur. It is this kind of old-fashioned like sense of chivalry, valor, honor that's kind of coming through here. Mars in Leo, courage, daring, impact, taking risks, no compromises. The male, warlike power of Mars combined with the daring of the lion produces incredible force and impact. The fight will be carried out impeccably. The violet in the background has become darker compared with the Six of Wands, and it is now the colour of the warrior who strikes without wavering and is satisfied only with a decisive victory. What is this? Pisces! I wasn't expecting this from you. Oh, my little fish babies standing up for themselves. The Six of Wands in the background bear the Tibetan symbol. The Six of Wands in the background bear the Tibetan symbols for energy. They serve the powerful staff in the center. Their energy is united and directed towards the goal. The Seven of Wands expresses an intensification of the conditions represented in the two previous cards. The valor expressed here is an outgrowth of your personal experience. It has arisen through your ability to learn from past experience. If you apply these lessons, you will be able to take further risks with greater awareness. Your ability to learn from past experience. If you apply these lessons, you will be able to take further risks with greater awareness. Okay. So it feels like that kind of Nine of Wands into Emperor energy coming through again. Like, you become a good emperor because you fight the battles, right? Because you've won the wars. And you've lost some wars too, and you learnt the lessons from that. Compromises are out of question now. Ooh. This is quite a sexy energy, Pisces. I'm going to start flirting with you. Compromises are out of the question now. They would require a denial of your own inner reality. It's time for you to stand your ground and to remain true to your energies unconditionally. Indication. Being true to yourself includes standing up for your own truth, even in the face of immense resistance. There's something with Cappy's reading, because I was seeing, it was like a symbol, and I tracked it down to Star Wars. And it was either the resistance symbol, but I felt like when I was looking at it, I felt like it was more the symbol of the, not the resistance, what the other, the rebels. Oh, did you hear the thunder? It's funny that it thundered when I said rebels. This is an exciting reading. I'm into it. Okay, I'm a bit scared because I'm a Libra. I'm like, I don't like battles. I don't like fighting. Run away. Okay. Being true to yourself includes standing up for your own truth, even in the face of immense resistance. Trust your power. In this present situation, you must assert yourself at all costs. Oh. Question, Pisces. Are you ready to accept all consequences? Become aware of whatever fears have prevented you until now from asserting yourself. Become aware of whatever fears have prevented you until now from asserting yourself. See, Pisces is often an energy that needs to learn to assert itself. Specifically, if you did have Pisces in Mars, that's a very, very passive placement. My son has Pisces in Mars, I think, and it's that thunder again. And it's, I mean, he's not a pushover. Pisces is quite a stubborn energy, but it tends to be a bit more temper tantrumy rather than direct confrontation. So, God, that thunder as well. What a moody reading. Pisces, I love it. Atmospheric. Yeah, your shadow side is something about asserting yourself. A suggestion: study Don Juan's description of an impeccable warrior in Carlos Castaneda's journey to Ixtlan. Affirmation: I express my own reality openly and honestly. So I feel like that's what you've got to work on. You need to express your inner world. Aquarius had something similar where it's like they were letting their true colours show, right? They were figuring out who they were and then letting the whole world know about it, and not being afraid, right, of that. Because there's something, I didn't say this at Aquarius's reading, but it's coming through now, where Aquarius were like, I want to be independent. I don't want to feel trapped. Success to me means that there's a lot of eyes on me, which makes me feel trapped. So to Aquarius, that kind of secretive world, doing things privately gave them a sense of freedom. But actually this is the twist. This is what didn't come through for their reading, but it's coming through for you now. The twist is that they were trapped. They were trapped because they weren't able to be who they authentically are in private, out in the open, out publicly. This feels more like you're willing to be authentically who you are in your heart space, to live your truth, and to do it out in the open, all eyes on you, and damn what anyone else thinks. That's how this feels. So there is a difference there with that. Interesting, the Hierophant's lurking around in there as well, which can be the rules, society, traditions. I would say, use a little bit of caution here, Pisces. We are talking about your shadow energy. So I'm not telling you that you need to do anything at any particular time, but there's something within you that you're working on where you may have to stand up for yourself more. You may have to assert your boundaries more. You may have to live more authentically, but first it has to come from within, okay? It has to come from a place of you being willing to do that. I'm feeling that it's right for you at that time. So trust your intuition. You've got good intuition, Pisces. Tell me more about Pisces' shadow side, please. What is the shadow, please, for Pisces today? Anything else? No. The animal. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling that for you, that hidden animal. What was on the underlying? Did we look? Princess of Wands. Gorgeous. Yeah, you're something's waking up inside. Oh, we've got a few there. I thought we only had one. It's funny, isn't it? I felt like I was going to get more than one, but I thought only one card had come out. So that's why I was asking, is there anything else? Yes, there's actually 3 cards there. So I sensed that without realizing it. Yeah, waking up, exploring things. This is things that you're passionate about. And I mean, it doesn't have to be sexual. It can be activities that you're passionate about, parts of yourself where you know that you feel fired up and passionate about, where perhaps you've resisted it or restricted it or refused to look at some aspect of yourself because perhaps you had people around you that told you it was wrong, right? Or it just wasn't what the people around you were doing, so you know you hid it. But this is experimentation, along with the animal as well, which is, this is like the id. This is like, I've been talking about this for the past few readings, Freud's id, the base nature, the animal instincts, the passions, the desires, the wants, the needs. You know, and if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs as well, I don't know, I'm getting all this kind of psychology stuff through, but Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's where the id comes into play, the base need, the basic needs of, I need comfort, I need food, I need shelter. There's animal needs that need to be served first before we can kind of just go back to this card, because it's you know, it's a hierarchy. It's shown as a pyramid. So it's like down here on the bottom rungs are those really, really basic animal needs. And if they're not being met, you're not going to be able to ascend higher. So following that, there's things like the need for like social interaction, the need for love and things like this. And then it goes higher and higher and higher to like, that's when you activate more of the superego, where you can look at things from a higher perspective, where you can learn. So in schools, they teach you about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because it's like if a child comes into class and they're starving and they're hungry and they're cold, that's not going to be a good place for them to learn from. You know, they're not going to be able to concentrate on calculus if they're like, my stomach hurts because I'm so hungry. You know, I can't focus because I've not had enough nutrition. So you have to meet the basic needs before you can go higher. And if you've been denying a basic need, then you're going to have trouble at these higher rungs. You know, it has to be a whole ladder, it has to be a whole pillar, everything needs to be included there. So the cave, yeah, somebody's been trapped in the cave keeping something quiet, and it's something to do with like a base need. All right, okay, so what do we have here? Which one? This one first. The self, yeah, Aquarius had this, exactly. Self-exploration, your true colours, being authentic, knowing who you are and what you want, and being able to stand on your own 2 feet before you are prepared to shine that light out into the world. Do you feel like there's a bit of a crossover here between those 2 readings? Or you're just on parallel paths, right? This one, the stone. Now this is giving me Libra Diamond Heart energy, and I know that Libra pops up for you sometimes. It doesn't have to be specifically Libra, it just came through first in a Libra reading, and it's this concept of visualizing your soul or your heart as a diamond, right? As something like this, but with facets. And when you shine your light from within, it radiates your true colours outwards. So this concept of your heart being, or your soul being something that's when you shine a light on it, you have a lot of clarity, and you can show different facets of yourself to the world at any one time. You know, it may not always be appropriate to be like, to be in that animal nature, but in the bedroom works great. So playing different roles at different times, but also living authentically and not having to hide aspects of yourself from the world. So it's just really coming through to me as like the same message. And it's hard, it can't be broken. When you get that sense of, I know who I am, I have the clarity of who I am, what I want, what my purpose here is, then that cannot be broken. That diamond cannot be destroyed, because it's It's so authentic. So even if people try to hurt you, again, there's this thing about facing opposition. You can, it's almost like a blast. I had this dream once where there was these little shadow animals in my room. It was like ghosts. It was a dream, but it's like these little dark ghosts things in my room. And I blasted them. I shone like a light from my heart space, from my soul, and blasted it out like this, and just blasted them away. And it's metaphorical, but it works in real life too, where if you know who you are, then sticks and stones can't hurt you, you know. You can damage the flesh, but you can't damage the soul. The soul will never falter, because you've done that deep shadow work where you have that sense of self and of clarity, and it's very empowering, and it makes you very confident. I'm still working on it. Sometimes my little diamond heart goes a little bit squishy around the edges, but you know, there's some kind of deep truth in that can't be touched, because the light comes from within you. So even if other people are shining shadows at you, the light is coming from within. You know, there's nothing they can do to stop that. The prayer. Okay, so I'm not going to read the self. I did read it in Aquarius's reading if you want to go and hear the full message, but I think I've translated it across to you quite well. Can you see all those cards well enough? But I will read just for time wise. So if you want to go and check that out, go and check out Aquarius's reading. But otherwise, I'm going to read the stone and the prayer. I'm going to see what comes from that. They're trying to give me something. They're giving me like this Romancing the Stone, the film, but then they were giving me like the Sword in the Stone, and again that King Arthur thing is coming back through. Romancing the Stone, Sword in the Stone. There's something with the prayer as well. Now I don't know this, I don't know the story well enough, but did he pray? Like, you know, like in any of the stories of King Arthur, when he went to pull the sword out of the stone, did he ask for help? Did he pray? Because he was small, wasn't he? Or maybe it's something to do with his connection to, like, if you want to say God, you know, whatever you believe in, or the universe, his connection to spirituality, his authenticity that allowed him to access something. Okay, the stone, the eternal, the anchor, the rock. As an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. So it feels like this could almost be like, because I do say, Pisces, you're the oldest soul of the zodiac. You've probably had a lot of lifetimes here on Earth. You know, you've progressed from Aries through the signs to be a Piscean now, so you have all those experiences under your belt. If you want to look at it that way, if you don't want to take that, just leave it. You know, you don't have to buy into any of my weird philosophies. But it's almost like every life you live here on Earth, you get a new facet to your diamond heart. You can you know, you've played a different role, you can shine a different light, adding to that toolbox. So it's almost like your stone's getting very brilliant now. Maybe they start off, the first life, you know, the first life that you have here on Earth, it starts off as something that's like a little bit rough, a little bit tumbled by the waves, you know, but as you gain experiences, as you go through things, as you face trials, you get like almost like chips off it. But each time that happens, it turns into something with more facets, something with which is more brilliant. So if I shone a light through that, it might just make one rainbow. But if I shone a light through a brilliant cut diamond, it might make multiple rainbows. So, you know, there's some kind of message with that. Leave it if that doesn't work for you. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side. So funny. Anchor your wild side, Pisces. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to the earth, helping us to ground and connect to stillness, quiet and peace. That's what I said as well. I said that I was feeling really like weird and I needed to get grounded again. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. Could be some kind of earth sign involved for you, earth element in your chart. When light, steadfast, loyal, committed and present, but when dark, and we are doing a shadow reading, it says weighed down, holding back and cold. I mean, this isn't cold. I've been holding it in my hand. It's lovely and warm. Go deeper. Caspar David Friedrich's A Walk at Dusk. In Jewish mourning traditions, stones are left at graves rather than flowers. Sit with this vision for a moment and see what unfolds. If you've lost somebody, or a pet, or anything really, something that we do, that I do with the children, when we've lost a couple of cats, in the past, we find a nice broad rock stone and we paint it. We do almost like a little grave marker, and we go and put it out in the garden. We also write in a book. We buy a new notebook and we write stories about our happy stories and funny memories about that animal, and it just helps with the grieving process. So especially if you've got children, that might be something nice for you to do if you're dealing with that. Another nice thing as well that people were doing when lockdown started, we were allowed to go out for walks for like an hour a day, as long as we kept distance from other people, but children used to paint rocks and leave them lying around in like the woodland and around the school and things like that, and in front gardens, just so the children could see that each other still existed, leaving these little markers out for each other. Build a cairn in nature. Find inspiration in Andy Goldsworthy's stone egg forms. My stone egg. I'm going to get my stone egg. Just 1 second. I almost got this out. I feel like... Who did I get it out for? I feel like I almost got it out for Sagittarius. Possibly not, but I've got this like stone quartz egg that I got from... I'm not even sure where it was from. I went to some kind of cave. I think it was in Wales. And they always have like a gift shop. But it's really hard to see. I'm trying to get it close to the camera so you can see the kind of... It is quartz. There you go. You can see kind of the sparkly bits there. It is a quartz egg, so yeah, it's funny that I got the urge to get it out the other day and then didn't, and now it's here in your reading. It's probably going to roll away. Right, the prayer. I've got that years ago, probably when I was my daughter's age. I think maybe it was on a school trip. Could have been Edale, but I feel like it was somewhere in Wales. Okay, the prayer. I'm going to play with the egg. I hope you don't mind. Again, like this thing about the eggs keeps coming through. Cappy had it first, and then Aquarius had it as well. Something like hatching out of an egg. The worship, the reverence, the homage. What is prayer? When we are in a state of prayer, when are we in a state of prayer and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time, as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Just funny that the Hierophant was showing up, right? The Hierophant is tradition, the traditions around us. So this could be church, it could be places of learning, schools. It could be like your father, work, the rules at work. It's society, it's structure, it's traditions, it's customs, and sometimes they serve us and sometimes they don't, right? But they can be changed. So prayer is the remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer any time we are not the centre of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time, nothing else will do. When light, offering to be of service and asking for guidance. When dark, expecting results and self-aggrandizement. Go deeper, ask to be of service. There we go. A little bit of ASMR there for the reading. Gorgeous, that's what I wanted for you. I've got goosebumps. Capricorn also had the offering in their reading, which talks about offering yourself in service. So there's something there. Go deeper, ask to be of service. Every song, kiss, breath, word can become a prayer. It is a feeling, not an action. Consider the ancient mantra, Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Namo, sorry. I bow to the creative consciousness within. I bow to the teacher within. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Experiment with the act of bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions make a practice of prostration. Maybe some yoga, right? The child's pose is great. You can really get your chest down right onto the earth in child's pose, extended child's pose. So, okay, I'm just going to put the egg on the floor just so it doesn't roll off. Let's see. I don't know why I'm putting those away. I was tidying up then. I was like, right, Aries, it's your turn again. Feels very spiritual and cleansing. It's like, it really feels like soul cleansing. It's beautiful, whatever you're up to. But it includes a recognition of this animal and princess of one's nature. Valor, acting in high honour. So can you help Pisces with this? We're reading for Pisces on Saturday. Please can you help Pisces with their shadow side? Thank you. Emergence. Again, Aquarius had this. Nobody else has had it. Aquarius had it in the last reading. I feel like I need to do a drum roll. I don't know what it's going to be, and I'm excited. Oh, Merlin, didn't I say? Didn't I say? Was it in your reading? Who was I saying about Merlin? And now he's here. The teacher. What is it? Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. The teacher has arrived. I've got the wrong book. Merlin the Dragon. Continue your journey, discovering what you need to learn and understand and own. Merlin the Dragon, is to give him his full name, is an incredibly large and sage old dragon whose message is one of teaching and learning. If he has found his way into your reading today, his message is this: not all things are as they seem. Some are images being reflected back to you in order for you to understand discernment and learn the lessons of self-trust. Only once you have done this will you discover how to stand in your own power and own who you truly are. There's that message again. Understand that not everything is as it seems. Sometimes the people we interact with, the situations that are around us, the things we see on the telly and on the news and in media, it's just reflecting our own experience back at us. It's kind of reminding me of the Wolf Alice song that came through a while back, which was, does his light shine on you? No, your light shines from within you. It says, the line that's standing out to me is, and every book you read and take down from the shelf has lines between lines between lines that you read about yourself. It's this feeling of interconnectivity of everything and everyone are all part of the same thing. We're all part of the collective. Anything that you see in anyone else is a part of you as a whole. You know, if you see yourself as whole, as that kind of like the universe within, yeah, anything that triggers you, anything that draws you, it's all just a reflection of yourself back at you. And that's when you do the work and see yourself as an individual within the whole. So there is a good dose of ego going on here, But once you see yourself as both connected and disconnected at the same time, you can, and once you get that authenticity, and wasn't I talking about this, was it at the start of your reading or Aquarius, where I was saying about the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles? It's, you can be of service to others, you can give yourself to others, because you understand that you're serving yourself. Sorry, I'm getting a few different things. We're getting a bit high, you know, we're getting a bit out there now, so bear with me, leave it if it doesn't work for you. I'm not saying this is right, it's a philosophy, okay? Libra had something as well that was like, I lead by serving and I serve by leading, or something like that in Libra's reading. And it feels like the same sort of thing. Hang on. I serve by ruling, I rule by serving. So if you imagine that every single person on the earth was you, maybe there's only one soul. Maybe there's only one soul, and we come down to earth. Again, philosophy, leave it if you don't. If it's not your thing, leave it. I'm spitballing, right? It's philosophy. It's not a real thing, or is it? I don't know. If you look at, if you believe in reincarnation, if you believe that your soul has an experience on earth and you get reincarnated, maybe there's only one soul, and we go through every single human being that has ever been on earth to have all the different experiences possible. So when you see, if you adopt that philosophy for a moment and imagine that every single person you meet is another version of yourself here on earth, then isn't it easier to serve other people, to help them, to make their day better, to offer yourself in service? Because you're actually helping yourself out. So that homeless person you see on the street, isn't it, what would help them? If you were that person, if you were in that position, what would help you? Maybe money wouldn't be the right thing, because maybe you'd go and spend that on something you shouldn't, but maybe food would be helpful. Maybe advice would be helpful. What would you want if you were in that position? And again, just be safe. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with that for the next week. That's an interesting philosophy. The Grandmaster Dragons are able to shape-shift between their dragon and human or angelic forms in whatever guise he adopts. It also makes it, sorry, I'm getting distracted, it's also easier to cheer other people on. You know, instead of being jealous when other people have success and fame, it's easier to cheer them on because you're like, that's me in a different life, you know, if you want to look at it that way. There's a big amount of ego here. But I think it works as a philosophy to play around with, if nothing else. The Grandmaster Dragons are able to shapeshift between their dragon and human or angelic form. In whichever guise he adopts, Merlin is the teacher of the teachers, so heed his wise counsel. You are unable to teach others until you fully understand the lessons yourself. Once you have mastered these, you are in a position of clarity again, and ownership, and can share your wisdom with integrity and power. Until then, hold your tongue and continue your journey, discovering what you need to learn. Understand and own. Only then will you be in the place of authority to share your knowledge with others. I feel like I'm being called out because I don't know anything. If you notice, but they say that, don't they? They say that the more you learn, the more you learn that you don't know. The more you learn, the more there is to learn. Gaining knowledge is never ending. It's a bottomless pit, right? So that journey's never going to be over. So then we'll never be in a place of authority. Not true authority. If you notice that owls keep crossing your path, someone had owls, know that Merlin is around and willing to share his infinite wisdom with you and show you what you need to learn. He will stretch you and often answer questions with another question. I love that. That's the Socratic method of questioning. I love that. I really wish I could, like, that's something I would I think Socrates, again, philosophy. I don't know if somebody's a philosophy student. I'm getting a lot of that in my readings this week. Socrates, he had this brilliant thing about knowledge being like statues, like, but they were the statues of, I don't know if it's Daedalus, and they moved around, and you had to like pin them down, otherwise they'd move around. So knowledge is something that moves and transforms. It's not a fixed thing, you know. I think people often think about knowledge as something that's fixed. You can write it in a book and it becomes a fact, but then those books are questioned, you know. As time moves on, we discover new things, and that original knowledge comes into question. So yeah, knowledge is transient, and we're all constantly learning. Anyone who tells you that they know everything doesn't. And Socrates had that point of view. He was like this teacher of teachers energy. So you could look at, he never wrote anything down as well, did he? I think the people he taught wrote down his words. So where was I going with Socrates? The Socratic method of questioning is just keep questioning, keep questioning, keep questioning. Unfurl, right? Again, with that unfurling that keeps coming through. Unfurl, peel the onion layer by layer, and keep discovering more and more and more. There's always more to learn. And see it as enjoy the process of learning. It's not about the achievement at the end. It's about the continual process of discovering and rediscovery that is the exciting part. And maybe do that to yourself as well. Have a quick read about the Socratic method of questioning, and it may be something that's really helpful to you to do. Why do I feel that way? What do I fear? Why do I fear it? What's the worst that could happen? What if the worst happened? You know, and it's a really good way actually of kind of dispersing your own fears. I've seen it used on a child she was in the care system and she'd been abused, and she had a person counselling her, a lady who was coming to kind of like help her with mental health issues, and that's what she was doing. She was using the Socratic method of questioning to say, why do you feel that way? Do you think that's a valid fear? Why is that or isn't that a valid fear? You know, and it puts things in perspective. So this is maybe what you need to do regarding your own fears and anxieties and worries. Encouraging you to seek the answer from within. Seek the answer from within, right? He is not an easy grandmaster to work with, but he will guide you well. I don't think he's come out before, has he, Merlin? I feel like I've read that before, but I don't know. Maybe there's something similar. And where will this take Pisces, please? So Pisces is a reading for Saturday. Where will this take Pisces? I do want to check I'm still recording. It's just stood on the egg. I need to put that somewhere safe so I don't trip over it. There we go. Right, Pisces is reading for Saturday. Where is this taking Pisces? Where is this taking Pisces, please? When Pisces does their shadow work, where will this take Pisces? What lies ahead for Pisces, please? Where will this take Pisces? Where is Pisces heading? Maybe it's like anywhere you want to go, baby. Yeah, freedom. Exactly. Anywhere you want to go, baby. The world is your oyster. You have freedom, you have clarity, you have expansion. Literally the magician, you can make anything you want to make happen, anything you can dream, you can make it a reality. There you go. Perfect. Anything else for Pisces, please? No, they want me to read them. I'm tired of reading. Done a lot of reading in this set of readings. I'm doing a lot of reading when I'm reading, okay? Maybe that's why I need to drink so much water. Drink some of this green tea. Hey, this is where you're heading, Pisces. The sun. Powerful positivity, success, optimism, joy, happiness, celebration, family. Prompt, jovial rumination. In a world full of sun and shadow, she always finds a speck of time to pause and to embrace the sunlight. For the sun's energy is life itself, divine energy, the will to grow and to thrive, and the ability to do so. When she slows and comes to a pause, she can reach out with her mind to greet this massive surge of positive energy. Her mind spins beautifully, peacefully, and hypnotically. Let the storm rage on. Didn't bother us anyway, did it, Pisces? Her mind spins beautifully, peacefully and hypnotically under its spell of geometric shapes. And full flow from the divine. It's a dance of ideas and of healing memories because, oh, how the sun can heal. She sends you a heart-filled message of happiness found and signals your forthcoming success. Expect total freedom. Be optimistic about your joy. She floats, knowing that you will experience it soon and that life is about to get a whole lot better. Mandala Sun, I am your child, your healing touch, my muse. I celebrate both deep and wide, and all my joy I choose. I've got goosebumps. I love it. I love it so much. So brilliant. And literally the magician, you can see here, she's taking in that. It can be imagination. It can be, you know, the ideas you receive when you're in a prayer state. It can be ideas that come to you in meditation. But anything that you can visualize, imagine, you have everything you need to make it a reality right now. Or there's somebody connected to you who can do that. So brilliant. I think I understand something now. It's kind of personal to me. So this lion energy, I've been getting, it's the Lionsgate portal. I'll probably do a reading on it. It started already today on Wednesday, whatever the date is, 28th. The Lionsgate portal is activated now, which means the sun is in Leo and it's close to the earth or something like that. I don't fully understand it myself. And it runs for over a week or so. I think until the 7th of August, I'm not 100% sure. And it's a time of great abundance and prosperity and good stuff. So you can go look up the Lionsgate portal if you want to. But I didn't realise it was coming up. And, oh, look at the state of that nail. I've been getting these messages a lot with like Leo energy of like two lions, and they were trying to, the way it was coming through is like they were trying to get through the same door, but they couldn't because they were butting heads, right? It could be talking about a mirror as well, right? Two sides of the self. So what they had to do was they had to come apart and go in separate directions in order to come back together. Even Sam Tarot, I think it was a Scorpio reading, she had the same message about two people coming apart, but their paths were circling back round. They were actually coming back together again. And I even had like break on through to the other side. It was like somebody's going to like blast through that door. I think it's a message to do with the Lionsgate portal. But this like coming apart to come together, it's like the message that was coming through is like someone had something to do. So they had to walk away for a while because they had something to do. I think there's a message in there. Just with this unfurling as well, the unfurling. Any more messages, please? Any messages from this deck for Pisces? Last chance, messages for Pisces from this deck? No, it's not talking, is it? Just play, though. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Good stuff, Pisces. I'm going to leave that one with you. It could be if you and another person had to go your separate ways for a while. I feel like you both went away and worked on yourselves. You know, you looked, again, with that kind of like somebody could have been reflecting something back to you. You had to go and work out what that meant. Do that soul searching and shush rain. And, you know, and then once you both got into this, you could come back around. So there's something in there for you. I'm just going to let the rain noises just stay for a minute or two, and I'm going to close out your reading, but do take care and I'll see you again soon. Alright, Pisces. I'm going to light some sandalwood. I don't know if you heard me rustling around. And leave you with that. Do take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.